Last where we left off, you guys have confronted Caradwin about what happened to her, and her attacking the party. She revealed that she made some sort of deal when she was younger with an infernal entity, and it's now seems like being more active than it has been in the past. You guys were able to make your way back to the Imperial City and talk to Professor Bierce, and he is willing to give you passage to Edox to to help you with your search for Aiden. Also, he has given you guys an official mission regarding his captor, Aiden's captor, revealing that the wizard behind it may be dealing with illegal eldritch magic, and that Galliford may find a missing page from the this play that he's been tasked to find. You guys were able to go around, get some supplies. Caradron, you got some new spell scrolls and some ink to copy those spells into your spell book. Next, you tortured a student because she firebolted your Bucky. And Stig and Mason and Zen were able to get some information about perhaps Aiden that has already left and is on the seas heading towards Edox. You guys regrouped back at the end, and this is where we will pick up. So, what do you guys do?
This is still that night.
I'm going to say yes. You guys are back at the inn. I think you may have already discussed this, but it's still the day before. It's not the next day.
So I still think it might be wise to find some type of magical refillable thing of water if we're going to be heading to a desert area.
It does sound useful. Is there any shops nearby that might sell such item?
Just not sure what kind of shop would have such a thing. Every time we've been here, we've mainly been crafting armor and weapons, or getting donuts.
Sure, there's got to be some form of emporium of some kind that sells,
Too bad you didn't ask Professor Bierce.
Yeah, I didn't quite think of it back then. I mean, he was asking about Caradwin, and I had to think on the spot and make sure I didn't accidentally say too much.
But you did get us passage?
Oh, yes. Yeah, it should be ready tomorrow.
Is tomorrow today?
Not yet. The sun setting hasn't risen just yet.
As a matter of fact, to be honest, this is probably an item we might be able to acquire when we get over there, too.
Mason, you're good at crafting things. Is this something you can craft?
I've never had to make something like this before. I specialize in armor.
we can always see if there's some emporium that sells magic items such as this.
I mean, this is like a major. This is a port city, trade, and I'm sure a lot of stuff comes through here. Where are we again? Are we at the inn? At a tavern?
Yeah, you're at the Crossroads Inn.
Can I just ask the receptionist if there's a place we could buy something that makes water? Or, something of that sort that we're looking for?
Yeah. She would say most likely something like that will probably be your best bet at the university. Something very unique like that.
Well, should we pay a visit to the university? And you just came from there, but I'd rather spend all night looking for this item and finding it than hoping it's over there.
I'm not too worried about this. I mean, we have Zin. She lives there.
And I think
I don't mind going to
druids
check.
are able to create water and food if they take the time to prepare it.
I'd like to go see the university anyways, just see, books and research. It's kind of my thing, so I'd like to go poke around a little bit.
Okay. Is anybody going with Mason?
Galliford will go, since it was his idea to look for this item.
I can go too if you want. I am familiar with the city.
Yes, please. I'd be pretty lost. Might ask the wrong person.
All right, let's go. Which way?
Carador, you lead them back to where you came from to the university. Zen will stay behind at the inn. Stig and Nix, is there anything you wish to do for the rest of the day?
Is the bakery still open at this time, or would it be closed by now?
Bakeries you can most likely find a late baker.
Okay, I promised everybody I'd buy everybody a cake, so I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
And I'll just go with her because she seems to end up in a lot of trouble when she's by herself.
Alrighty. We'll deal with Stig and Nix first. Nix, you go down. You ask around for a late night baker, where and they point you to this bake shop called Golden Moon Bakery. And usually there's a lot of people. People go to this bake shop usually after a night of drinking and just kind of. It's like in the college part of town. It's like so it's close to the universities. A lot of college students go there to get some late night snacks and whatnot. So when you get there, you guys notice there is a bit of a crowd, but it's not too busy. And they're all university students just chatting and eating pastries.
Okay, I'll just stand in line and just kind of scan the area to see if I recognize any of the students that from when I went into the university earlier today.
Okay, give me a perception check. You don't recognize any of the students. However, you do hear about about a giant hyena chasing one of the students. The story has kind of spread, and it's the current gossip of the evening.
I like to think that it has evolved to a griffin.
Yeah, Nyx is just gonna cover her mouth and try not to laugh as she hears that.
All right, you finally make your way into this small bake shop, and you're presented with the smell of fresh baked pastries and cookies, and that the baker and the lady behind the desk was say, "How can I help you?"
Hi. I was actually looking for some like mini chocolate cakes.
We can do that. How many were you wanting?
6.
All right, that will be 1 gold piece.
1 gold piece. This place is cheap. And she hands it proudly, and I was like, how much are the cookies?
5 coppers apiece.
I'll take a dozen of the cookies,
Oh.
an assortment of cookies.
Just an assortment. You can pick out what you want.
Some chocolate chips, some snickerdoodle, peanut butter, and then regular sugar cookies.
Okay. How many cookies are you wanting to purchase?
I said I wanted a dozen, so 12. And so, yeah, out of those, I think there was 4, so 4 of each.
Okay.
Or as in 3 of each, because I did four varieties, so 3 each. Yeah.
That's 6 silver, by the way.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
So 1 gold and 6 silver is your total. She will present your. She will give you your box of cookies and your box of cakes. Stig, you're gonna have to help her carry all these boxes.
Easy enough.
Thank you again. And then she leaves like a gold tip.
Okay. Oh, thank you.
And she walks away with her sweets.
All right. As you are leaving, you notice at the corner of your eye the student that you chased earlier that evening. She's getting in line for her sweets, and you scamper away before anything happens.
Yeah, she doesn't know who was me. Nobody knows it was me. I'm not here.
Caradwin, you enter you are in the university grounds with Galliford and Mason. Where would you guys like to go and do?
I would imagine I'd be aware of some sort of magic item shop or craftsman on the university grounds. So I guess we could try to head there.
You know that there's always people trying to make or invent new magic items. Even for Mason's expertise, there's usually like a 1 or 2 artificers on the university, and they have their own labs. So you would want to, so you make your way towards blah. I can't speak today. Towards where you know that they would be working, even at this late at night, because it's a university. There's people studying all throughout the hours of the day.
Yeah, there's a lot of barn angles at this university.
You do find this big. You find where the labs are, and you find 2 students inside, working on some magical items. they're in the process. You don't know what they're making, but they are. Looks like they're busy, hard at work.
Hello? Is there like a bell I can ring, like on a desk?
Um, you look for something, you don't see a bell, but I mean they're like their nose are in, so they didn't hear you say that soft hello.
Hello, young geniuses.
They look up and they're both wearing those goggles that extend and magnify, so you see two sets of big old eyeballs staring at you. Yeah, what do you want? We're busy.
Uh, my companions and I are, we're searching for a possibly unique magical item. One that refills itself with water, even after it's been emptied.
Okay.
Would you happen to know where we can purchase such a thing?
One already made?
Yes.
No,
If it's not already made, how long would one take to make?
no, and they take a while. Something like that will take a few days at least.
Oh, that's unfortunate. We don't have a few days.
You know anybody that might have one already made? Any other shops we can go to? People that contract you?
Not no, not that not that I'm aware of. No, sorry. If that's everything, we kind of want to get back to work.
Do you happen to have anything else of use here that could be purchased?
Not for purchases. No.
You really don't know any other magic item shops? I feel like that's a little hard to believe. Just around town.
Not what you're looking for specifically. Look, if we don't get this project done, it our grade will slip. It's 80% of our grade, and
What is it you're working on? Mason's gonna walk over and try and take a look at the plans. Like, what do you work on?
give me a persuasion check.
Can I inspire Mason to give him an advantage on this?
Nope. They're kind of like reluctant, but they kind of look you up and down and notice that you kind of your mechanical um, gear on you. Well, you see here, and they're trying to build. There seems to be some sort of automaton. Mason, you would know this as some sort of homunculus.
Well, what are you guys stuck on?
Well,
Basically, let's see if I can help him out, tutor him a little bit, or at least be like, this part goes there.
okay. Give me an intelligence check, and you can add your tinker's tools.
Can you, when you have a
Hold on.
time to
Hold on.
I love when you say tools because I get to use expertise for tools. Did I break him with that? Also, what are these guys' names, histories, aspirations?
What's their major, minor?
All right. So once these guys say yes or no to this magic item, are we gonna hang around the college, or are we gonna just head back?
Hopefully, you befriending them and helping them will get them to give us more info.
I hope so. Again, I'd rather get the water thing now than be stuck in the desert being like, there's got to be a shop that sells them.
Same.
I do have I can learn create food and water, but not for like another. That's like a third level spell, and I've only got second levels right now. Yeah, I won't get third level spells till ninth level.
Till 9th?
Yeah, I learn spells, but like at half the rate the other spellcasters do. Like I don't get a fifth level spell until 17th, and I can only learn up to fifth level spells.
Wow, since I played one directly at level 20, I didn't realize how slowly they get the spells.
Yeah, they're kind of warlockish, where you rely on your infusions rather than actual spell casting.
That makes sense.
By the way, I don't suppose you asked the university guy if he would watch our horses and our carriage and stuff?
No, I did not. I guess we can address that when we see him in the morning. He did watch them last time.
Yeah, because I really don't think they're going to let us ship them over there, and then I really don't think our horses are going to manage in the desert.
If anything, our order that's going back to the fort, he could probably easily just have them brought back to the fort where Lyric can keep an eye on them.
Just as long as somebody's taking care of them. I need to make sure to get everything off of Cricket.
Oh no, we left Lyric there taking care of those bear cubs all alone.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry.
23 to finish their homework.
Yeah, you find the problem that they're having with, and you show them. Since this is a project, you kind of show them how to do it, but you don't do it for them. You know,
I just point like you got the batteries in backwards. You need to reverse the polarity of the magnetron accelerator thing.
but from there they take off, and you guys are like they're focused, and they don't even see you there, and they thank you, Mason. Um, but you know how especially people get when they're studying or they're working on something, they're laser focused and the whole world is tuned out.
Well, I guess this place is a bust.
Any other ideas, Caradwin?
I mean, I'm sure there's another store somewhere we can check, but I was hoping to get some actual answers here. So we can try to wander around in some of the market districts, but it's kind of the only other thing I can think of.
And it is late at night, so most of the places will be closed.
You can always try in the morning, before we leave as well. Send a couple of us out to the market.
Yeah, at least to get some extra water skins or something. Alright, let's head back to the inn.
You all converge back at the inn. It is late. You see Nyx and Stig have cookies and pastries. You all get a good night's rest, and in the morning you wake up, go down and get some breakfast. And what do you wish to do there? From there?
I assume Nix and I have been told that they didn't find any decanter.
Yes.
Do we know when we're supposed to meet the boat?
He did not actually give me a time.
Did he give you a name?
No, I believe we were supposed to meet with him first.
And I guess that's what we should be doing.
Now that it's morning, should we see if we see any magical shops on the way to meeting him? Or do you guys just want to jump right to it?
We can always split up again, in the middle of the city. So we should be easy enough to do.
I definitely think we need to know where we're supposed to be today and who we're meeting. Do you recall that time is kind of the essence?
It is. So some of us could go to the. As a matter of fact, since it's a new day, I can cast spells, change them. I can go with whoever wants to go meet the professor. And when we find out what we want to do, I can send a message through a new spell that I've received of where to meet.
Okay, I'll go with you to meet the professor. After talking with those guys last night, I really don't think we're gonna find this water item we're looking for.
I'll continue looking then.
And we can always ask Pierce if he has one extra. I mean, you never know. With all the exploration he's done in his years, he might have one laying around for us.
Alright then, so you're gonna check with Professor Beers, and I'll see what I can find around town.
Galliford, since we're not going to be taking our cart and horses, perhaps we should go through the bag of holding to make sure that we have what we need.
I mean, I think everything's in there. Are you saying we should probably take some things out that won't be needed?
It might be a good time to clean the bag out for now. I mean, there might be stuff that we want to take back with us too.
Oh, that is a good point.
I think it'd be safe to say that we can get rid of Damascus equipment and Harvey equipment since he's no longer here.
Yes, anything that we don't readily need, we can place in the cart. And if you guys want to ask Professor Beers, if he can either keep an eye on it or ship it back when the supplies go to the fort, then I think we'll be all set.
All right.
Might I throw a few things in the bag of holding since I can't come pick it with me?
So you guys are going through the bag of holding in your guys' equipment.
Yeah.
You can probably get rid of bag of holding Jason as well.
We have 9 pounds worth of cell phones in here.
Cell phones.
Yeah, Blackberries.
Oh, gee.
Haha, very funny.
I was proud of that one.
That's a good one.
I'm not sure if we want any camping equipment. I do have the dome, which I can fit everybody in. But I'm not sure if maybe we want to try to pick up anything else, or we can wait till we get there to figure out what we might need from, people who live in the area. We can probably get rid of that Totem of Ordeal, and if we want, we can try to sell those art pieces and just get the cash for them before we leave as well. Having the extra money would be good. Unless maybe we want to try to sell them over there and up the price since they're exotic art pieces from across the continent.
That might actually be a good idea.
So can I throw my tent and my iron pot into the bag of holding?
Yeah, I don't know if anybody's editing it right now. I don't want to change anything because I don't think it'll save over.
Stig was adding some stuff.
Okay.
Mostly it's just nonsensical stuff. It's just really heavy.
then yeah, if you're done, then whoever else needs to edit it can.
I could probably. It's like we're starting to double up on a lot of stuff. Like we have 3 extra bedrolls in there.
3? I thought we had 2. Oh man.
Well, Stig just put his in there.
Oh, he put his in there. Okay, yeah. Well, I don't think I have a personal bedroll, so that's. I think having those would probably be good. I will just say that if you're sectioning off like your own. Oh, you already have the weights there. Never mind. Perfect. Wow, you have 3. I would assume 50-foot ropes. It's probably a good idea though. And the rope of entanglement.
Stig also has a grappling hook he'd like to throw in there.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm not editing anything right now. I'm kind of just.
All right, I'm going to just finish putting my stuff in there.
Yeah, go ahead. I was just saying I don't think it saves if multiple people are editing at the same time. But we can probably get rid of a few things if we wanted, and leave them in our carts, like the totem and the battle axe. I don't think anybody needs. The berries we can keep with our rations just to be safe.
Do we leave the shield in there?
Well, some of these magic items we could probably sell if we don't want them, like the shield. If nobody wants it, Hugh, and even the lightning gauntlets. We can find somebody to. All right, Stig, are you done editing as well?
Yes.
Okay, I was gonna jump in and add some things.
So I put it under my list, and then I get each item has how much they each weigh, and then I put a total on top.
Awesome. And then Mason wants a tent in here, so a tent, 20 pounds. One iron pot for 10 pounds.
We could
And then,
probably
did you want that bedroll in there as well, Mason?
Yeah, we can throw my bedroll in there too. I do want it noted that it's my bedroll though.
Yes, I'm putting your name in a section, as well as total weight for your stuff. So that's 37.
So we could probably get rid of the standard battle axe. I don't know if anybody uses the rope of entanglement.
I haven't had to use it yet, but something tells me the moment we take it out, we're gonna need it.
I don't think any of us use these gauntlets, these lightning strike gauntlets.
That's what I'm saying. The gauntlets, Hugh, the dwarven shield. You can probably sell those, or even just send them in the cart back to our castle.
You said Hugh. Isn't Hugh the one that's super effective against plants?
Yeah. I mean, we can keep it.
I like the. I think that'll come in handy one day, if not for cutting logs.
Okay. And then the stuff that Jason has in here, that was in his own bag of holding, right?
Yeah, I believe so. So we left
I'm
with
gonna
that
get
stuff.
that. And then I'm also gonna get rid of his gold that he has in the bag. Because I assume he took that with him when we gave it to him.
You know what I thought would be cool is if we basically made a character sheet, but it's just the bag of holding. So we just click. If you see the check marks on the side, you just click, and basically that's you taking it out and you putting it in, and then it just keeps track of the weight for us.
Oh, there you go. That's not a bad idea. I'm gonna move this battle axe as well over to the cart because I don't think anybody wants a regular battle axe.
Should probably put that in the sell pile.
In the sell pile, okay.
I mean, when you have Hue, why would you use a regular axe?
Yeah, true. So regular battle axe in the sell pile. In the cart, I'm putting that totem. I don't know, might be decorative for the base. The 9 pounds of blackberries I will move to rations. Just to organize that better.
Do you ever get that potion
Scan.
identified?
I mean, I could have, I guess, identified it last night, because I would have had plenty of time.
Are you moving stuff around?
I am, yes.
It's just there's a few things missing from Stig's list.
What are you missing? I have silver glade, vampire blade, bedroll, tinderbox, torches, glass bottle, silk rope, grappling hook.
Okay, it just doesn't show up on my screen right now. Probably when you save it.
Yeah, let me save the changes. I moved your stuff up, but I kept
There, it's all here.
all of that. Yeah. Go back into edit. Is there anything else? So are we gonna sell the rope of entanglement, or are we gonna keep that?
I mean, we haven't even used the rope we have now.
I'm not trying to speak, but you also have Zen. I don't know if
Oh, that's true.
he might or she might be. Well, I'm saying he can. I don't know if he would want it. So just hold on. I would say hold on to it.
Okay, I will put a separate list down here for Zen question mark. And I
Why don't we keep it and see if we can get like a better deal in Edox?
Yes, we can do
That'll be our reasoning.
that. So we're just selling the battle axe out of there so far. Healing salve, skin, 2 bedrolls that are unclaimed, rope of entanglement, experience potion.
Just 3 regular 50 feet of rope. Though I will say that having like 200 feet of rope is not a bad thing.
No, that's honestly probably for the best for us.
I still remember wanting to do in the Juggernaut game where I have a winch that has 500 feet of rope.
How much would these art pieces weigh, by the way?
Let's just assume 5 pounds each.
Yeah, I would say about 5 pounds a piece.
Those are some decent sized art pieces.
5 pounds.
They're heavy, which means they're expensive, right? See if anybody
It's a
can
fancy
buy.
frame.
See if anybody can get that quote. Are they heavy? Yeah, then they're expensive.
What do the lightning gauntlets do again?
Jurassic Park.
They deal an additional like d6 of lightning damage to melee unarmed strikes.
Okay. So let me go through here. And how coins are what? 50 coins per pound?
I think it's 100 coins per pound.
100 coins per pound, okay.
I actually was curious and I looked up a pound. there's a 1 pound of solid gold. So I wanted to see how much. I go, are the gold coins actually solid gold? So I compared them. 100 gold pieces to 1 bar of gold, which costs 100 gold pieces. So it turns out the gold pieces are actually solid gold.
It's just 1600. Okay. So gold that way around. I forgot to. Okay. And then we have 88 plus 4 plus 193.8 pounds of coins. Assume those are like the something weight of 2 tags. 186. That plus 37 plus 35 plus 193.8. Okay. So we are at a total of 451.8 pounds in the bag of holding out of 500.
Wait, how much did you say?
We are at a total of 451.8 pounds out of 500. 186
So-
general, 37 and 35 from Stig and Mason, and then just under 200 for just wealth.
So it went up instead of going down.
Yes.
We only removed one item and put a bunch in.
Yeah, we added almost 70 pounds in. Though we did lose some gold weight, but not much. Alright, I'm gonna hit save changes. Anything else I should move around for the... let me edit this real quick. To say that we paid for the upgrades. Anything else we want to change around in the bag of holding?
Not that I can think of.
Okay. Cool. Then the only thing that I pulled out to sell was that battle axe. I also specified that we did pay that 8,000 gold for the upgrades to the fort and 800 platinum to Professor Bierce. So he has the money already, and it's been removed. So we only have 800 platinum in the total party funds left. Not that that's not a small amount of money, that's quite a bit.
Alrighty. Shall we proceed? You guys see Professor Beers, ask him about the carts and the ship, and I'll see if I can find that magic item.
Sounds good to me.
Same as me.
All right. You guys part. So who's going to see Professor Beers? Caradwin, Mason.
I guess that's it. Just those two.
All right. Caradwin, you entered the library, and you see the one of the librarians standing behind the desk. Oh, Caradwin, what brings you in?
We're meeting Professor Bierce. He said he had some transportation for us, for our next quest.
Oh, that's right. Give me 1 second. She goes into a drawer and pulls out what seems to be an envelope and hands it to you. Everything is set. Just follow whatever he has written down in here. I don't know what's in it. And then everything will be good good to go.
Is he not here today?
He had to step out. So yes, he is not in today.
Well, darn.
Let's open the letter. Let's open the letter. See if you like me arrangements already.
Yes. You wouldn't happen to know if there's a shop that sells magic items? We're looking for something to get us some water on our trip. You wouldn't happen to know any shops, would you?
Maybe.
I'm gonna ask Professor Bierce, but
well, I know you could usually get a mug that refills. With if you could probably find one of those.
well, we're looking for something a little more, I suppose, volumetric than just a mug.
I'll
Nothing.
take what I can get.
Nothing at that grand of scale. But all I think of is that if you fill a mug full of, there are some magic items that fills a mug full of ale back up, or keeps your drinks cold. Little smaller trinket type at magic items.
Yeah. Well, I suppose it didn't hurt to ask.
I mean, if there was a cup that just refilled itself, that's about all we need.
It's true, that may not be a bad option. Where can we purchase those cups?
She thinks for a moment. There is a shop in Old Town run by some twins. They mainly sell prankster goods, but they will most likely have one. It's hard to miss.
Prankster, son. Maybe they have a one of those flowers that shoots water at people, and we just use that a lot.
A flower of endless spritz pranks.
Can you imagine we're in the desert, like totally dehydrated, and we're just like spray bottling each other? Stay cool, man.
I do love that imagery.
Or we just have like 20 of them.
it's like a miniature version of the water shows in Las Vegas. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, okay, then I'll take a look at the letter then.
All right. It is definitely passage to give you and your compatriots passage onto the ship known as the Orient.
Okay. Does it tell us which dock to leave out of, and what time?
It's not today. It will depart in 2 days time.
Well, maybe we have time to commission something like that decanter then, if it's 2 days. Does it? He say anything about where he left off to?
No, there's no information. It's just the information about the ship, where to go, when to leave, and whatnot. You have to help out on the ship if needed. He's pulled some strings to get this done for you. You basically you're gonna be extra crew members. If
We're flying economy.
exactly.
Okay.
Well, it might even be more efficient just to pay our own way.
Well, this might be the only ship too that's leaving. I mean, we could still pay them, I guess, to not do the work.
I mean, me and Stig asked around yesterday, and they said, like, what was it like?
The Sand Scorpion?
No, it was like 10 gold a person to not work.
Oh shit! I'll pay that in a heartbeat.
It's a little fuzzy, but yeah, it wasn't super expensive. Like, it arrived today, so maybe that's the ship that's sailing out. But no, it's not. I'm just saying there's options if we don't want to work for it. But there may be other reasons why he specifically chose this boat. I don't know. I've never met the guy, so. I'll ask the receptionist, do you know when the professor will be back? So we can make arrangements for our horses.
He didn't say. He seemed like he was packing for several few days, so he won't be back for a while.
Great. That's gonna be a hefty bill to rent a stable or something for months.
But
Well-
if you need lodging, I can leave him a message and.
Would you
Yeah,
please?
last time.
Just so we know if we can leave our horses with him or if we have to make our own arrangements.
Alrighty. If you would, she gives you a pen and paper, basically. If you write your note for him, and I'll be sure he gets it when he returns. Hello?
Hello.
Yeah.
Okay. It just went really quiet, so so you guys leave your note. Is there anything else you wish to do in the library before you take off?
Not in the library.
Sorry, say that again, Mason.
Just see if anybody's built one of these water refiller things before in one of these books, so that we can take this book to those kids and be like, build me one of these.
Okay. Give me an investigation check.
Can I give him the help action since I'm here with him?
Sure. You definitely find something that seems to be called a decanter of endless water. It has definitely been built and replicated on. So you definitely know what you're looking
Does
for.
it look like something they could build here, or is this like super advanced college level courses?
This is like advanced. Those kids could probably build it, but it'll take them, like I said, a few days or more. Um, so it's not something that's easily made.
Okay, well, I'll ask them about it, and if they really don't think they can do it within the 2 days, then we'll go get we'll go get like 20 of those refillable cup things.
Okay. Stig, Galliford, and Nix. You guys are strolling around town. What are you looking for?
You know, excuse me. You never actually went to one of the shows at the theater. Maybe we could check them out. I mean, I don't know if they would want us there based on how we left things with Bucky, but
What happened with Bucky?
he pulled on this guy's mustache and took half of it with him. See, I have it in my backpack right here.
I'm not even going to ask why you still have that.
Well, I doubt they'll have the water that we're looking for, but if you wish to go over there, I can always meet you guys back. But that person was quite rude.
You're right. Was this also the town where I helped that lady with her big panther?
No, that was up. That was in the like in the nobles type district. That you're like walking through like the market in town where most
But
of
it is
the
the same city.
same city, different district.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if they let me go through the noble area, but it would be nice to say hi.
I'm just curious. You guys can do your magic-y stuff. Can't you create water or something?
I think so. I don't know if the end can, what's it called, druids switch out their spells.
I think they do that on a long rest.
Yeah, druids are one of those that can just know everything. I think only wizards have to write down these spells.
And I thought there was also is it
Clerics.
sorcerers that can only do it on a level up or whatnot?
Sorcerers can only do it on a level up. Yeah. But clerics and druids, I think paladins can change out their spells.
They just know
from
all
any
their
that are on the
spells.
list.
Yeah.
You know, I was just thinking worst case scenario. I don't possess such magic, and I actually did not know that you had that capabilities, Nix.
I didn't either.
Also, have either of you been on the open sea?
Nope. Been in the forest all my life.
I've been on a lake in the Feywild.
Well, closest thing I got was the river. We may have sailed. I think our expedition sailed, but that wasn't very long, and it was so long ago.
Oh, I was so preoccupied with the figuring out the water situation in the desert that I didn't even think about worst case scenarios on the boat.
What would be the worst case scenarios on the boat?
Something sinks the boat.
Something tries to sink the boat, I'll kill it.
Then you're the solution to the worst case scenario.
Glad we got that resolved.
If you notice, Gallifrey is like counting his fingers, trying to figure out how long he can hold his breath.
Steak just assumes that anything that threatens the boat he can kill. Besides, he can stay afloat for a day or two. I mean, the ocean can't be that big, right?
I don't know, but I guess we'll find out. As they're talking, if Gallifrey sees anyone who's kind of dressed really nice or anything that or has any items that look somewhat magical, he'll probably stop them and just see if they know of any magic item shops.
Okay, give me a persuasion check. There are they will point you to some shops that deal with smaller magic items like magical trinkets, but nothing really that sells like major. That's just like it's not lined to the wall with nothing but magical items that you can like. It's everything in the world.
If they're able to point us to anything that just has stuff that's still elite that could end up leading us to another place, so I'll take that lead.
All right, you find what seems to be some sort of trinket shop. There is a gnome that's working.
Good day, sir.
Oh, yes. Welcome. What can I do you?
Hi, we've just been browsing for somewhere that's got some magical items, especially one that might have like a refillable container of water. Would you happen to have anything like that or anything else that's very unique?
Nothing that I have. Something like that. I don't know if any places in the city. Your best place would be the next city over, Aeolipoli.
Of course. Well, what kind of items do you sell here?
Oh, small things here and there. Nothing. I'm not nothing big.
Sometimes small is better. It doesn't weigh as much.
He pulls out a few trinkets. One of them is a fan that when you wave it, the gust of wind is more intense than what it would normally do. It's like one of those hand fans.
Alfred's eyes light up when he sees that. Sorry if I interrupted you.
No, you're fine. He pulls out an hourglass and he flips it over, and the sand from the top goes down to the bottom, but the bottom never fills.
What does that do?
And what you see?
I mean, it doesn't ever fill. Is there a purpose to it?
It's just what it's just what the creator wanted to make it do. It made him. The creator wanted it to be like this.
Interesting. How much for the fan?
Um, 50 gold.
What do you two think? You think something that can produce some wind might be useful?
I mean, it'll feel nice.
I'm sure it's got its useful applications.
I'll take it.
All right. You get a fan that that when fanning, bree- the breeze is much more intense. Think of it as like a small electrical modern day fan when you wave it. You know, it's not a little foof. It's more, you know what I mean. Stig, Nix, is there anything you wish to do?
No, I think I'm good.
I mean, if you wanted to go to the theater.
No, I don't think I'm gonna take my chances. I think he'll remember me. Well, at least Bucky.
Alright. So yeah, I think we'll just roam around. Just waste time.
Alrighty. You do eventually see Caradwin and Mason, and you guys all meet back up in town.
Well, good news and bad news, I guess. Good news is we do have a ship. Bad news is it's in a couple days. I think 2 days from now. And also Beers isn't here, so we couldn't ask him about our horses. So we can either send a message out to Lyric at our base to see if he can pick him up, or we lodge him here for a couple days, or for however long we are.
Well, something tells me we may have to lodge them here and leave a note for Professor Beers to hopefully have them sent back. Because
Well,
let's not forget, Lyric's not there alone. He does still have those bear cubs at the fort.
That's true. We did leave a note with Beers' receptionist about taking care of our horses and carriage. But again, he's going to be gone for a while, it seems like, so I don't know when he'll be back to get back to us about that. So, unless we have another way of sending them back to our fortress, but I think that'll also cost money. So we can either lodge them here for an indefinite amount of time until he returns and collects them for us, or we let Lyric know to come pick them up and we leave them here for a smaller amount of time.
I think that if we leave them here, it would work out for us. I mean, then we won't have to find a way back when we return.
And that's also true. So yeah, we can lodge him here and then leave a note for Bierce to keep an eye on our horses until we return, once he gets back. The receptionist already knows, we just have to let her know where we're storing them at.
You said we had 2 days before we depart?
It'll be 2 days from today. So...
Well, I guess we got a little bit of time to waste.
we do.
Zin's probably not going to appreciate this.
Potentially not.
Well, that's his arrangements. We could go see if we can hire a boat ourselves.
Yeah, we did hear of one that just returned.
We can do that.
I mean, I'll always go with whatever the group decides, but now understanding some of the other factors in play, I might be worried on other options if we're doing a mission for Bierce. He may have picked this one for a reason.
Also, the concern is we don't know what he paid them already for us, or what other accommodations may have been provided. Like you said,
Perhaps we can get some information on this Orient.
I think that's a good idea. Do some investigating around the docks.
You know, like do our own background checks.
So, just to be clear, we as a group decided to go over there. We're not actually going over there to do a mission for this professor, right? Or is there something I missed?
Well, I believe we are going over there because Aiden, their old ally, was captured and is being taken back to some really bad individuals, I think.
Yes.
Yes, but that's Zin's mission that we decided to go on. This isn't like the professor sending us over.
I think, did Gallenford tell us about...
Let me elaborate for our newer companions, maybe over some drinks. Because Carrotwin's aware, Nyx is aware, but Stig and Mason are probably not.
Well, I was going to ask, did you tell us about what he had asked us, what he had asked you to find yesterday, or the pages, or have you not shared that information yet?
So,
I've only met this Professor Bierce once. And I'm a little bit 50-50 on our actual relationship with him.
so the Meddlers of Mischief,
Stupid
the
name.
fort, the fort was acquired by Professor Bierce. He is essentially our
Our sponsor.
sponsor, benefactor. He's
You work for him.
Handler.
Yes, we work for him. He supplies us with missions. So essentially he is our boss and provides us with things to make our jobs easier, but we do side missions as well. He is aware of my situation, which was similar to Nick's when we met Stig. Entity, not demonic, brought me back, but asked that I find these hidden pages. After delving and researching, we found out that these pages may possess something that will stop the Eldritch, which is something that Professor Bierce has been researching, and why he is our benefactor now. There is a reason why we keep running into these things, and one of these pages that might help us apparently is with the person who kidnapped Eden. Similar to when we went and dealt with that hag and found that dark book and everything.
So Stig leans over to Mason and he goes, "We're also working for the professor."
Yes.
Well, I figured we were working for the professor, but okay. Let me back up. We were all concerned that we should take the professor's transportation because he set it up for this mission because he has contacts and such and such and such. But we're not going on this mission for the professor. This is our mission, so why are we worried about taking his transportation if we can find it cheaper?
Well, if he has his contacts and knows of a safer area after expressing how dangerous it is.
According to what we found out, there's only one port. It goes from this port to that port. There's no other ports. Maybe a different dock, but all I'm saying is we can either wait 2 days and work our way over there, or we can go down the dock, pay 10 gold, and maybe set sail tonight. That's all I'm saying.
Didn't he mention a page yesterday, though, to you, Gallenford?
Yes, that's what I was talking about earlier.
So
Yes, so
we are on a mission for him as well. I mean, listen, I'm okay either way. If we want to leave sooner, I can pay 10 gold to get myself passage. That's not a problem.
well, just to be clear, the page part isn't really a mission for Professor Bierce. That's more the mission for the one that brought me back to life.
It's a little bit of both. I think because he probably wants a little bit of that action as well. Be my guess.
Yes, he wanted to see it as well before it's, like, handed over.
So if we want to get a meal tonight, bed down, wake up and head off, we can do that as well. Or whenever the ship's supposed to leave.
Well,
We just gotta put our horses up somewhere for a bit, and that's no problem.
I think I don't know, you'll have to tell us, Caradwin, is setting us up on this Orient something you think that Professor Bierce would do intentionally, or is that just convenient for him?
That is a good question.
Because you know that we're going to get an earful from Zin if we pass up getting there, if we waste 2 days that we could have spent on the sea.
So again, you guys know that a ship is arriving from Edox. That doesn't mean it's going to be taking off off soon.
I've established that none of us know boats. It's like a car, right? Where you could just say, let's just continue on.
I mean, I think we can also do a little bit of a background check as well. If we wanted to go to the docks and figure out about the Orient. I would imagine, given the task that he gave to Gallenford and his understanding of the wizard that we're going up against, that this would be intentional to an extent. Because if he wanted to put us on the first ship out of here, he would have told us that, oh yes, there's a ship leaving tomorrow or tonight or whatever, and said, it's paid for, job done. So I think maybe doing a little bit of research onto this ship, the Orient, to see if there's something particular about them might be beneficial. They may know the lay of the land a little better. They may trade in more exotic items with knowledge that could be useful.
If we are going to spend how long? A month with them?
30 days.
Or less.
So I think
Would be nice to kind of know who we're putting our lives on.
I agree.
In using it. But
I'm
I think we should.
also more willing to trust people that he assigns us to rather than some random ship that we know nothing about. It's 30 days. Does 10 gold not seem a little cheap for 30 days? That just hit me. That seems pretty cheap, right? For food and board for 30 days on a ship.
We also have to remember we're adventurers, so a gold piece doesn't mean much to us. But to them, that could be like a whole week's of wages.
But even then, that's a whole month. So for the extra wages, the extra food and supplies, I don't know, that number seems fairly small. Given
Why don't we go have dinner and discuss this over food?
Sure, well first I think on our way there we need to pack up our horses and carriage, so at least do that on the way to somewhere to eat. Then we can head to the docks and ask around.
What time of day is it, DM?
I would say it's getting towards the evening, maybe around 4 o'clock ish.
Okay, so you might have time to do some discussing around the harbor, I guess. We could split up where half of us find where we could have some of us go and stable the horses while the others can do some poking around the harbor.
I'd prefer to be poking around the harbor, if I can choose. As a matter of fact, try this.
What do you have on your mind, Caradwin?
Oh, I was going to send a sending to Beerus and ask him about the Orient real quick. So I'm going to cast sending and send him that. And see if he responds.
Can you post the spell?
Yes, I can.
You could have also asked if we had arrangements for our horses.
Oh, I can throw that in there. I still have words. 17. But I figure that might be too many words for him to respond with. So I'll do that after this, I guess.
Good. Oh, hold on. I will type it out. You get a response. Actually, you don't. You believe your message goes through, but you sit there and you wait, but you don't get a response back.
All right. Well, he's not responding. Needs to go spell slot. Well, that's where we're at currently. Then, sure. Let's go poke around the docks a little bit.
All right, you guys make your way towards the docks, and that's where we're gonna take our break. We're gonna take a quick pee break.
Okay.
All right. You guys make your way down to the docks. Um, it's busy as hustling and bustling like any other dock. The smell of the sea is fresh in the air. Tell me what you do.
I guess we can find the harbor master.
Okay. Easy enough. You find the same harbor master that was there yesterday, and he's busy as usual.
Hello there, Sir Harbor Master.
Oh, yeah, yes. You guys again. I see you brought friends. What can I do you for?
Well, we're wondering if you have any information on a ship called the Orient.
The Orient. Let me see. What kind of information?
Well, it's supposed to be arriving in a couple days, and we have passage booked on it, but we don't know much about the ship, its crew, what they specialize in.
We had one of our contacts make the arrangements, and we're a little iffy on their intentions.
Oh, well.
We just wanted to make sure that it was a ship that would actually get us to where we need to go.
Yeah. I mean, it's already docked here. It's just your standard crew. Nothing out of the ordinary. They do move merchandise back and forth. That can be well defended if needed. Sturdy, hardy crew. Their reputation is always reasonable. No issues I've always encountered.
Can you point us in the direction? It'd be nice to introduce ourselves.
Yeah, they're that way, and he points you down there, and he tells you where to go.
Sweet. I'll start heading that way.
Mm-hmm.
That's will I.
All right.
Mildred, why don't you bring up the Orient on their app and check their ratings and previous reviews? Gallenford, I want you to basically go through their entire work history. I want to know how old that ship is, if it's had any, if it's registered any crashes, if it's a pre-built.
Also, see if they have any recalls out of any parts.
Nix, do some reconnaissance on the captain, see if he's had any DUIs recently.
Aye, aye, sir.
Would that be a CUI? Captaining under the influence?
It'd be an SUI, sailing under the influence.
Okay.
But if it's under a black flag, then that's just, normal.
Yeah.
You find the Orient. It is it's a decent sized ship. You definitely see that it has ballistae on the sides, and you definitely you see that there are more. It seems there could be more on the second level below the deck. You see men working around it, like it's getting things ready for a voyage. They're loading up supplies. they are busy.
Is it a big ship, small ship? Is it a warship or a cruise ship? Want its license plate and serial number?
And its VIN as well, if possible.
It's not one of those big old Hurricane cruise ships, like a pleasure ship that people take around or whatnot. But it's not small like it's built for speed. This is more like it's like in between, in the middle.
And I assume the fact that it's got ballista and like an extra row of defenses, it's not exactly for passengers.
Correct. Think of it as like the Black Pearl from Pirates and whatnot.
Kind of a frigate
Is it-
clash.
Is it the Interceptor or the Dauntless?
It's not the it's bigger than the Interceptor, and it's not the Dauntless. Again, the Dauntless is huge, and the Interceptor was built for speed. This is like again in between the middle.
So this is a cruiser class or heavy frigate. Well, it doesn't look like it's meant for luxury, but I prefer those ballistas over a comfy bed.
Shall we meet the captain and crew, figure out who we'll be dealing with?
If we can figure out who's who.
Who knows sailor talk better?
Caradwin, or whoever has the, tickets, did you guys mention that we were going to be working on the ship?
Yes, I would have mentioned that for sure.
Well, maybe we can meet the captain and perhaps we could get started our employment and maybe even get the ship sailing ahead of schedule.
Not a bad idea.
I must
don't know
admit,
much sailors speak, but Sorry, go ahead.
my arms are getting a little bit twitchy for some physical labor.
man, I don't know about that myself. Do we have anybody that's familiar with sailors? I grew up around dwarves, so I guess that's close enough, but
Don't worry, Carradine, I've already discussed it with the rest of the party. No.
I don't know what that no is a reference to, but fine.
None of us have ever been on a boat.
Oh. Alright, how dwarvish and vulgar do I need to be then?
Hey, crewman! Can we speak to you?
You get some of them turn to look at you like confused. But you are approached by a seaman. It seems to be one of the crew members. What do you want?
Hi, I'm Stig. Stig sits in. We booked passage on this vessel in 2 days' time. I guess we're to help reinforce some of the hands here. Thought we'd come and meet you all.
Let me get the captain. And he walks off and he goes on the board plank up to up to the ship.
I'll turn, give the thumbs up, and go. He's going for the captain.
Bob.
Always a good sign.
Adrian, do you have the tickets?
I do.
Okay. We might just to show that yes, we do have passage, and we're not just screwing with him.
Yes, that's a good idea. Now, I do have the tickets with me. We're all good.
You see definitely another a man approaching you. He's definitely where he has like the big old pirate's hat. He's definitely dressed like higher up. He has a scraggly beard. He has a monkey on his shoulder. Aye, yes. What can I do you for?
We were booked passage here through Professor Bierce. I have papers. He said we're going to be working alongside you for the duration of the journey.
May I see your papers?
Yeah, of course. Here you go.
He looks at him. Right. We are not ready for sail. We come back when you are scheduled, and we'll be off.
Well, yes, no. We came here to meet you and sort of get the lay of the land, figure out what we're going to be needed to do and such.
Would there be any way for us to leave sooner?
We will leave when we are scheduled to leave.
And there's no way to speed that up?
By letting my men do their work. The sooner they get done, the sooner that we can take off.
But I think what he's suggesting is that we help you speed up the work process.
Have you ever been on a ship?
Me personally, absolutely not. I hate the water. I'd rather die, frankly.
Have any of you?
No, but how hard can it be, right?
Right.
Like we're gonna regret that statement.
Right. Please let us do our work and come back when we are ready for you.
Is there a specific time you wish to set sail?
With the tide, but if we get by 4 a.m.
So early.
Early.
Right. Well, it was a pleasure to meet you, Captain.
Did we get his name, by the way?
You didn't ask for it.
By the way, my name is Caradwin. Nice to meet you, and you are?
Barlow.
Barlow, right, Captain Barlow. Does that name ring any bells?
You could give me a general intelligence check. See if you might remember something or heard of something. No, nothing that... The name sounds familiar. You definitely could tell he's... From what you've heard, maybe from the Harbor Master. He's a stand-up sailor, a captain, so there's no issues. But you haven't heard of any stories or anything about him, whatnot. So,
Have you ever worked with Professor Bierce before, Captain Barlow?
we have. I have in the past, yes.
Well, that's... So you're not a complete stranger, which is relieving to hear.
Right. Is there anything else?
No, if you don't require our assistance, we will leave you and your men to your business.
Right. See you. See you in 2 days' time.
See you in 2 days' time.
And he walks back up onto his ship.
All right. I guess we can head back. Stig, what was this other ship that you guys were told about?
It was a ship just heading into port called the Sand Scorpion.
And did you hear anything about their reputation? Are they as well weaponized as this ship is?
Oh, we just heard that it was arriving, and we thought that might have been the earliest ship we could have used to depart if your professor hadn't come through for us.
Well, we can always check them out still if you want, if we want to leave earlier.
It wouldn't hurt to look. But this looks like a pretty decent ship to me.
It does, and the fact that Barlow knows Bierce means that we're not traveling blind with her.
Personally, I think that a man with a good reputation is worth the wait. It's just that I know that Zin is going to have a fit. That she has to wait 2 more days. That we can't do anything to speed up.
Well, I'm not sure if 2 days is going to make much of a difference. We're still, further behind than we'd like to be. And it's a 30-day boat ride. I really don't think there's much we can do. A couple of days probably won't make much of a difference.
Yes, and I'm pretty sure it won't make a difference to Zin.
Well,
So who wants to tell her? One, two, three, not it?
not it.
Wait, what are we doing?
Alright, Nix, you're delivering the bad news.
What bad news? I was playing with Bucky.
We're waiting 2 days for our ship.
Oh, you want me to tell that to Zin?
Yes.
I can do that. I'm good at telling people bad news.
She casts Animal Messenger and have Bucky do it.
All right. So you guys make your way back to the inn. Zin is there. She's she's eating a meal.
Okay, Nix is gonna salute everybody and say, "Wish me luck."
Good luck.
If you're not back in a few minutes, we'll assume you're dead and move on.
But I'm only 5 feet away from you.
Don't worry, that's not how we work.
You will be missed.
You will be missed.
Meddlers stick
Okay.
together.
You see Stig and Caradron walk up the stairs to their room.
Well, I'm just saluting in a corner.
I see Caradron saluting, and I will mimic her.
I have cookies. Hopefully those will save me. Nix is gonna go over to Zin and be like, having a nice meal?
Yes, I am. Any information?
Well, we got some good news and we got some bad news. Which one do you want to hear first?
What's the good news?
good news is we've got safe passage, and the people that we are traveling with are good people. And the bad news is, as she ruffles through her pack, here, have a cookie.
She takes the cookie. Thank you.
I'm gonna wait until she eats it before I basically say my part.
She holds it in her hand and stares at you.
Aren't you gonna take a bite?
Aren't you going to tell me the news?
I feel like you should take a bite first.
I think you should tell me the news.
Just tell her, Nix.
Okay. She takes a deep breath and says, "My bad news is that we can't go until 2 days," but she says it really fast.
The cookie snaps in half.
Well, I said my part. Bye, and she runs away.
She will get up, kind of huff, and make her way to her room.
Well, I think that went well.
I think the only reason I'm not dead is because I'm a kid.
You do have that going for you.
But the cookie died. I mean, it is just a cookie, but still. It's all crumbs now.
The 2 pieces are still out on the table.
Oh. Anybody want to have seeds with the cookie?
No, you can. Bucky can have that.
She stuffs one of them in her mouth and then hands the other one to Bucky.
Who stuffs it in his mouth?
Yes.
He puts it in sideways, so
just
it looks
peanut
like
butter.
he's
You'll be fine.
smiling.
Yeah, he puts the whole thing in without chewing.
Yeah. I don't know if I want to go into her room, but maybe we should give her some space.
It's okay. We'll deal with it in 2 days.
Well, I guess we should go make sure the carts and the horses are taken care of with a note for Professor Beers.
Mason already left a note.
Oh, he did leave the note. Okay. So those are taken care of then.
So, is there anything you guys want to do in 2 days? For 2 days?
Is there anything on the wanted boards?
It's true.
Nothing that's local. Nothing that you don't think you could be able to finish within your time frame.
Well, if you guys don't have anything, if I can, I'd like to spend those 2 days at the Monster Hunters Guild. Just basically partying it up with my other friends. Or the other guys.
Oh, you know what you could do while you're there? Maybe there's some monster hunters over there who have been over to this other continent and know of creatures we might run into.
I'll see if I can wring some information out of them.
Or you could ask Zen. That.
Yeah, but we're giving her space.
I also already talked to Zin. But maybe there's like an outpost over there for the Monster Hunters Guild. Maybe they have some bounties for some of the exotic creatures over there. Some parts.
All right, you make your way to the guild, and you start to talk and party up, and you'll drink and have a blast.
Yeah, I'm just one of the guys that has come back from a hunt to just party it up.
What is the rest of you doing?
Um,
Allenford is going to spread more tales of the Meddlers throughout any taverns that are willing to let him play.
And Nyx is gonna go teach an art class for kids if they wanna hang out with her. But it's like outside, like in the center square of the. And I don't actually have a room. I'm just sitting like on a bench and saying, "Anybody wanna draw with me?"
Okay. You find a local park there. You know where there's kid playing. Caradwin?
I I want to buy a journal so I can make notes of things that we find over in Enox as far as creatures or items or ruins or whatever. I would also like to just spend time in the library doing whatever research I can on the area, location, creatures, important people, sort of whatever historical information that seems relevant, whatever current knowledge about their system of government, laws, so we don't get ourselves in trouble doing something stupid.
Okay. Mason.
Well, since we got 2 days, I'll go back to the university, see if I can't get a study group together, and see if we can't throw together a decanter of this one.
Okay.
We're gonna science the out of this.
Caradwin, you hit up the library, and you know where to go. I mean, you've worked in that library, so you start gathering a bunch of books. Give me an investigation check.
Right. Fuck it. I'm not doing much besides some research right now, so I'll use my point of inspiration to roll with advantage.
So you do know that Edox is ruled by a pharaoh. It's almost kind of similar to the empire over here, but there was slight differences. Slavery is legal over there. It is riddled with ancient tombs and ruins. As archaeologists go over there all the time to search and discover old history and discover ancient and lost knowledge. What else were you looking for? Sorry.
Information about their political structure, any important figures, beyond just the pharaoh too, like any important religious figures or nobles, and then laws, any drastically different laws that we should be aware of.
They do mainly worship the old gods, the old Egyptian gods, so Ra, Osiris, and all them. You know that those gods are mainly not around anymore. Most of them were killed during the war with the Eldritch. But they do have each. They are also very religious in that manner as well. Almost every major city has kind of like a temple. And same with the small towns. Most of them are dedicated to a specific god.
Okay.
So the religious structure is also part of their government structure. So like the high priestess is almost almost as important as the pharaoh himself. So the priests are really looked up to, and they have they're like the local leaders of the cities and towns.
Good to know.
But in southern Edox is definitely more wildlands. It's definitely more lawless. You're kind of on your own out if you go south in Edox.
Okay, so south is...
And that's where Zin is from. Zin is from a small village in the southern part of Edox.
Okay. In any of this knowledge that I've sort of sorted through, has that evil wizard's name come up?
No.
No. Okay. So he's not a historical figure, he's recent.
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
Stig, you are partying up with other monster hunters. Anything specific you wish to do while you're here?
Not really. Nothing really important. Maybe just to ask if they're just kind of casually saying I'm heading to Edox, and if there might be any other monster hunters over there currently that might aid me if I need some help.
You do know they would say that there is one outpost there. So if you're looking for information about the local monsters of the continent, that would be the place to go. And
basically, there is the Edox headquarters of the Monster Hunters Guild.
Yeah, the Hunter Slayers Guild.
Oh, that's what they're called?
Yeah, Hunter Slayers.
So yeah, just that information is enough.
Okay. Gallenford, you're going from tavern to tavern, singing it up, and spreading tales of the Meddlers of Mischief.
Wait, is Gallenford bar hopping?
Yes, he is.
Just wanted to...
Yes, I am indeed making sure we are well known throughout the town.
All right. Mason, you make your way back to the university. You go back to where you met those two college students. There is definitely a lecture going on right now. You sit down and listen in. This lecture is particularly mainly about old technology and ancient magics that were used back before modern day. So this is like another history class. They talk about there's a city up north, other than Aeolipoli, that is much bigger, and it kind of almost takes up the northern peak of this continent. There are multiple outposts that crop up, and they're like integrating tunnels. You could go from one outpost to the other without going above land into the snow.
Okay.
After the lecture, was there anything you wish to do after the lecture?
Well, I didn't come here for the lecture. I came here to see if some students wanted to try and build a decanter vendorless water with me.
You approach the professor. You ask him if there's anybody that would like to basically earn extra credit. He calls out if anybody would be interested. You definitely get some peak interests. You can go ahead and attempt to try to make one within your time frame. Um, give me an intelligence check, and I'll allow you to use your Tinker's tools. You guys are working on it. But you believe you won't be able to finish in time for you to depart.
Okay.
Nix, you're in the park. You pull out your coloring books and sketchbooks, and you begin to color. You definitely attract some attention of children wanting to see what you're drawing.
Alright, yeah. And I also have some paints if anybody wants to do some hand painting or finger painting.
Okay. The mothers are kind of giving you a look, and then after watching a while they're and seeing that she's just coloring and playing with the kids. The kids are having a blast.
Yeah.
2 days goes by, and it is now getting time for you to depart. You wake up early in the morning. You head down to the docks. The Orient is there. You see Captain Barlow waiting.
Are we the only passengers that we can see?
Yes.
Good morning, Captain.
Good morning. Now, and he holds out his hand. I'll be taking that note.
Of course.
He takes it. He stuffs it into his jacket. Now, follow me. He leads you onto the boat, onto the ship, and down the gate, downstairs, and he takes you to the sleeping quarters. What you see hammocks lining the wall. This is where you will be sleeping. The only thing required of you is if we get into a bit of trouble is for you to pitch in and help.
Of course.
That
Now,
works for me.
enjoy now. Rest up. We got a long 30 days. And he leaves.
I immediately go and claim one of the hammocks.
Can you guys see the ship?
Yes.
Okay. So yes, this is the ship.
Captain, I don't mean to be rude, but it looks like your ship has been disassembled into different layers.
So you feel the the ship begin to jerk, and you hear the splashing of water, and you're out on open. You're out on sea. Caradwin, you are now have the feared condition the entire ride.
I immediately cast Spider Climb so that I don't fall or slip off the boat. I think that lasts for like an hour. Let's see, I could do that for 5 hours out of the day, or 6 hours out of the day.
Stig is going to just drop his stuff, and then he's going to basically be on deck watching the cast off and such.
Okay.
Gallifrey is curious, so he too will watch as the ship takes off.
All right. There's not much as it's still dark out. It is like 4 in the morning again, but you do see the city lights beginning to fade off in the distance. You guys look over the ship and you just see darkness.
I go to the front of the ship and I go, I'm king of the ocean! Hold on, Aiden, here we come!
The two crew members behind you stationed at the ballistas, they're kind of like shaking their head.
Tourist.
Exactly. So you guys are free to move about the ship.
I'm gonna stay in my hammock.
You want to play some cards, Caradwin?
Absolutely.
Yeah, as soon as we leave port after about a few minutes, Stig will come back down, and he'll probably try and get some more sleep. Because it is still very early.
Yes, it is. Zen is just gonna kind of rest on the hammock as well and try to get some sleep. Nix, you're just hopping around and saying hi to everybody?
Yeah, I'm being obnoxious. It's like, oh, what's this do? What does that do?
The crew is like, please, miss, don't that shoots the ballista. I mean,
Oh. What does that mean?
it's a big crossbow.
Oh.
Question.
So,
Do we have this, like, hammock section to ourselves, or are crew members sleeping in with us?
There will be crew members sleeping with you.
Yeah, just wanted to ask, confirm that.
Yeah, this is not like a private cruise, so you will be sharing with the crew. The day goes on. Bucky is kind of going around. He's taking stock of everything. He's never been on a ship before as well. So, anything specific you guys wish to do? I mean, let's say it's now daytime. It's morning, like regular morning.
Well, I think Stig will just... he's kind of just... I guess he'll be fascinated and just, like, watch the crew work, maybe ask if there's anything he can assist with.
Being the curious sort, one of the crew members will show you how to tie like the knots that they use for the ropes.
Oh yeah, I'll learn knot tying.
Gallenford is just on the deck playing some tunes to maybe help ease some of the work. But he is kind of just watching what some of the men are doing. That way, if something goes wrong, if he needs to pitch in. He understands maybe something.
Okay. Nick, next you're looking over the edge. You are looking for fish. You don't see any currently with that's going on. You don't think there are any up close to the surface.
I've never been in the ocean, so I don't know a lot about fish. I thought if I learned about them, I would know how to become a type of fish in case of emergencies.
All right. Caradwin, are you still staying in your hammock?
Yeah.
You green around the gills.
What Caradwin is trying to do is figure out how she can inverse the dome to make it a boat. Just in case. I don't know if that's physically possible, but that's what she's attempting to do.
That's okay. You can most likely try to figure. You're like frantically trying to how do you do this? How do you do this?
If she breaks, I need to make a boat.
Isn't in one of the other games that it says that the dome is comfortable?
It is comfortable.
I think it was like in Ken's game when we were underwater. And it's like, if it's comfortable, wouldn't it like draw out all the water so it's dry?
But the thing is, it's a dome.
Yeah, so I'd have to be on the bottom of the ocean.
So it's a diving bell.
It is a diving bell.
But I don't think Caradwin wants to be in the water.
I don't want to be in the water.
How long does that dome last?
8 hours.
You could just cast it every day and sit in comfort.
It's ritual, so I can cast it all day long.
You just cast it, sit inside. It looks like a meadow or something. You're like, I'm not on a boat. I'm not a boat.
And that's basically what I do while trying to figure out how to make this into an impenetrable boat, just in case shit goes down.
But would the dome move with the boat?
Yes, the dome will move with the boat.
It moves with the earth.
True point. It moves with the earth.
Yes, but it says an immobile dome.
I'm gonna rule it. If he casts it on the floor of the boat, it stays with the boat.
I think immobile is relative in terms of physics. It's whatever you cast it on.
It's just a tent you stake down. It's immobile to what you attach it to.
Yes.
So if you cast it on the water, it moves with the water.
I don't want to think about this.
Jeremy, stop.
If you cast it on an elevator goes up. Elevator not worthy.
Elevator's not worthy.
If Thor holds up a guy, is he holding up the hammer as well?
Okay. Stop. We're continuing on.
These are questions that need answers.
So, Gallanford, you're doing your tune. Stig, you're learning ropes. Mason, you're fishing.
Who knows? Maybe I'll be able to learn how to control seagoing vessels in this month.
Nix, what are you doing? You said you were looking for fishes?
Yeah, the only thing I really know that can swim is frogs, but I don't know anything else about other type of fish that could probably breathe underwater and swim underwater.
Okay, are you still going to be on the second level, or are you up on the ship?
I'm up on the other ship.
Okay.
Top.
You're looking around. You're trying to look for some fish. Give me a perception check, Nix.
Okay. Come on, fishies. Come out and play. Nope. I poked my eye out.
You are so focused on the water. Like, where are you? Where are you? And you see Mason fishing, so you kind of like you go over to him, and you're watching his line, trying to look for some fish.
Any fish?
What?
I'm trying to look for fish.
So any fish will probably be deeper than my line. I'm just doing this.
Oh.
It's just nice.
I have an idea. Mason, what if you tie the fishing pole to my waist and then you lower me down?
No offense, but I don't think this line can hold you.
Well, what about the rope? We can use a rope.
Yeah, we could use a rope. Are you sure you
We
want
do
to do
have a rope
this?
of entanglement on. I mean, I think I should be fine. I've survived this long. Well,
Okay.
besides at one point when I died.
Mason, so you start tying the rope around Nix's waist. Give me, Mason, a dexterity check. As you finish tying the rope around Nix's waist, you hear, everybody hears that's up above the deck, from the crow's nest. Captain! Nar sharks!
No sharks? Good.
Did he say no shirts?
And you all look, and he's pointing up in the air.
Fuck this, I'm out.
And flying towards your ship are 5 sharks that have a horn protruding from their head.
What's in the 9 hells?
What in the Nar hells?
Man, those would make great spears. At least it was no ghost whale.
And with that, as the sharks are approaching, we'll end the night there.